Annyeong everyone! Kumusta kayong lahat? How are you? I am Dave from the Philippines and I am part of the KInfluencer program. And now we are asked to share our tips, okay, on learning the Korean language. So disclaimer guys, at this point of the conversation, I just want to share that I'm a beginner, okay, very beginner in learning the Korean language. So if you have tips, that you can share, recommendations, suggestions, on how to learn the Korean language, then you can comment down below. So for me, I will share my experience, the tools that I use, okay, the tool rather, and what I watch in order to absorb and learn the Korean language little by little. I'll also share my experiences as a traveler in Korea. Alright, so for this vlog, I will share three things that I do in order to learn the Korean language. So first, I use an application and the website called Duolingo. Duolingo, I have it on my phone, okay? So Duolingo is a, language learning application and I learned Hangul through this application. I now know how to read and write the Korean alphabet, their vowels and consonants. And of course, learning the alphabet is the first step towards learning, understanding, and speaking the Korean language. I just want to share guys, actually, when I first encountered the Korean characters, it was difficult for me to distinguish it from the Chinese and Japanese character. But with Duolingo, the application, I can now tell if a written word or sentence is Korean or not. Memorizing or learning the Hangul or the alphabet, it's really a big help for you if you decide to travel to Korea, because there would be signages, the words in the menu, the food. You can really encounter words or phrases in Korean. So it's nice if you can be able to read Korean alphabet. Memorizing and learning the Korean alphabet took me less time than I expected. It's actually easy to learn the alphabet that you can even memorize it within a day. For me, I guess it took me 2 days to memorize the vowels and the consonants, guys. On the application of Duolingo, it's mostly exercises. On the website, you can find their tips, okay? Tips, the rules, the pronunciation, and the romanization, okay? So you can see it here. The consonants, the vowels, for example, you can find all those tips on the website. So in apps like Duolingo, you can not just learn the alphabet, you can also learn different phrases, how to construct Korean sentences. So number two guys, it helps that I watch, vlogs about the Korean language. There are vloggers, guys. There is an abundant number of vlogs where you can learn the Korean language. For me, vlogs can supplement the knowledge that I get from the apps and the website. So we have a Filipino vlogger named Cherish Uni. Shout out to Cherish Uni Saranghe. She works in Korea. Sometimes she appears on K-dramas, and on her YouTube channel, she shares her knowledge on the Korean language. She teaches the viewers from the very basic to the complex construction of sentences. And I love it since she is a Filipino. She teaches in Filipino, our national language. So it's more relatable for us viewers who are Filipino. So if you have, fellow countrymen who teach the Korean language on YouTube, you can check out their YouTube channel and learn from them. So through vlogs, I can understand deeper how to construct the Korean sentences and how to apply this in the real world in different scenarios or situations. So definitely guys, vlogs can help. So finally, number 3, since I'm a very enthusiast of Korean dramas, I absorb the Korean language. I pick up terms, phrases from the Korean dramas. There would always be context clues, especially if they often use the term or the phrases in the K-drama. So definitely watching Korean dramas and picking up those words or phrases or sentences can supplement the knowledge you get from apps and websites. So I feel happy every time I hear a word or sentence or phrase that I am familiar with. Actually, even before I started learning Korean, guys, there were already words and phrases that I got to comprehend because of the repetitive use of this in K-dramas. So for sure, if you're an avid K-drama watcher or viewer, you can relate to me. Of course, saranghaeyo, I love you. Jagya, like a term of endearment for your special someone. Jinja, really? Kajima! Kajima, don't go! Mekju or beer. Gwenchana, Gwenchana, I'm okay. From K-dramas as well, I can comprehend words that I can be able to use when I travel. Olmayeyo means how much? How much? Odiyeyo means where? Mul means water if you're about to ask water in a restaurant, for example. Juiceyo, please give. So you can connect the term that you're asking for before the term juiceyo. For example, menu juiceyo. Or those things. Actually, guys, I still have a lot to learn about the Korean language. So, waiting. Fighting. So I have friends who actually enroll themselves in Korean classes, friends who buy books for them to learn the Korean language. So guys, again, if you have tips, recommendations, then you can just comment down below, okay? Help me learn the Korean language as well. Now that we are at home, now that we cannot travel to Korea or go out because of the pandemic, I think this is also the best time to learn something, just like learning the Korean language. Alright, kamsahamnida and annyeong!